Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi guys, we are from group 3. We are going to discuss about approach to curriculum development. But before that, I'm going to tell you about curriculum design. So, curriculum development is defined as planned, a purposeful, progressive, and systematic process to create positive improvements in the educational system, while curriculum design refers to the ways in which the curriculum components. Curriculum design, especially currently, is a complex activity both conceptually and in its implementation. Designing a curriculum requires a vision of education meaning and purpose, but the complexity of curriculum design is filled largely by myriad educational vision. These visions play into the dynamics of educational dialogues, increasingly challenging and often contentious.
So the next is about curriculum development. Curriculum development focuses on determining what knowledge, skills, and values students learn in schools, what experiences should be provided to bring about intended learning outcomes, and how teaching and learning in schools or educational system can be planned, measured, and evaluated. And it should be viewed as an ongoing, dynamic process, always be in a state of planned changes. The process of curriculum design should be adaptable and applicable to many different subjects and situations. Whatever its definition, a curriculum needs to be flexible enough to meet the needs of the variety of students. The key to curriculum development is selectivity. The skills and objectives chosen for the student community should reflect their goal of becoming as independent as possible, both in existing and future living environments. In developing a curriculum, there are a number of factors are considered, and these factors are the elements that can promote curriculum implementation. Um, the elements include the learners, who are the curriculum recipients, the teachers, who are the curriculum implementers, the society or culture from where the learners come and where they will function after schooling, and many more. Next is approaches to curriculum development. Approaches to curriculum development are the strategies employed in organizing curriculum content and learning activities that are presented to the learners. They are the ways of attaining a functional curriculum development. So, an approach expresses a viewpoint about the development and design of curriculum, the role of learner, teacher, and curriculum specialist in planning curriculum, the goal and objectives of the curriculum, and the important issue that need to be examined. Curriculum implementers and practitioners may use one or more approaches in planning, implementing, and evaluating a curriculum. In discussing the approaches to curriculum development, one focuses on the manner curriculum is arranged to facilitate effective delivery by the implementer or the practitioners. There are different approaches to curriculum development which are presented according to one's focus on the elements of curriculum development and the level of operation of the curriculums. Giles and Ezekiel and McCutcheon developed a four-step model of curriculum development. The four steps are selection of objectives, selection of learning experiences, organization of learning experiences, and evaluation. Their understanding of curriculum development approach is that the developer must first of all select the objectives, which they believe propels the other steps, since every other step has focus on attainment of the objectives. Curriculum development also takes place in specific steps. One is needs assessment. Two, task analysis. This comprises the formulation of learning tasks and activities in the form of behavioral objectives. 3. Structure analysis. Structure analysis comprises the determination of the hierarchical relationships between the objectives to determine in which sequence they must be placed. 4. Synthesis. It means to an end procedure is applied to identify and analyze all viable instructional alternatives for every end objective. And last, operational refinement is the execution of the instructional activities as planned and the application of the evaluation criteria with a view to systematic collection of data and in regard to the effectiveness of the system.
So the next is different approach to curriculum development. There are a number of curriculum approaches, but they are not mutually exclusive or precise categories. They are behavioral rational approach, system managerial approach, intellectual academic approach, and humanistic aesthetic approach. First, behavioral rational approach. This is the oldest approach and still represents the major thought in curriculum. This curriculum approach has been applied to all subjects for more than the past 2 until 3rd century and constitutes a frame of reference against which other approaches to curriculum are compared. This is a Menzen's approach, logical and prescriptive. It relies on technical and scientific principles and includes models, plans, and step-by-step strategies for formulating the curriculum. In this approach, goals and objectives are specified. Second, system managerial approach. This approach perceives the school as a social system whereby students, teachers, curriculum specialists, and others interact according to certain norms and behaviors. Curricularists who rely on this approach plan the curriculum in an organized way and in terms of programs, schedules, space, materials, equipment, personnel, and resources. Third, intellectual academic approach. This approach, sometimes referred to as the traditional encyclopedia, synoptic, or knowledge-oriented approach. The intellectual academic approach attempts to analyze and synthesize major position, trends, and concepts of curriculum. The approach tends to be historical or philosophical and to a lesser extent social in nature. And the last is humanistic aesthetic approach. The curriculum specialist who believes in this approach tend to put faith in cooperative learning, independent learning, small group learning, and social activities as opposed to competitive, large group learning, and only cognitive instruction. The child has greater input in the curriculum than with the other approaches, and shares responsibility with the parent, teacher, and curriculum specialist in planning the curriculum. Okay, maybe that's it. Thanks for watching. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.